Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham news and update show for Friday, May 17th. Yes, it is a Friday, and we are back in business, baby. Let's rock and roll. And as you can see on the new thumbnail, it says, or on the thumbnail that is, it says new CEO. Yes, it looks like we've got a new CEO. We're going to dive into that, get everyone's thoughts on that. A couple things on AO. We're going to talk about, how the mayor talks about how Rob and Ryan have affected the community, which is great because they talked about that last night in the show. If you didn't watch the Welcome to Wrexham show, season 3, episode 4, which I thought was pretty good. So we're going to talk about that and anything else that comes up along the way. So smash a like on the video, get involved in the chat. And as you can see, the memberships are back up. So I had to sort that back out. So unfortunately, YouTube does weird things and I had to get things on the back end worked out. But yes, we are back in business. So I appreciate everyone that is a member. And great stuff here. Marie from SoCal is in. She says, hi, how are you? I love your badge. That is awesome. Badge. That's a really cool badge. I don't know if it's a drawing, but it's really cool. And also Nick Donald is in the house, says, yo. And Eric Cole says, sup, peeps? What's up? What up, Eric? Awesome. All right. That is, sorry about the earlier show today. I thought I'd be able to do it later. You know how we do. Sometimes you got to move it, and I'm appreciative of everyone coming live. We normally try to get the content out at the same time, but we're moving through it and graphics and everything, upgrading and all that great stuff. JB65 as usual. Hey Josh, hi everybody. That's it. That's all I need. That's it. That's the quote. Done. End of story. JB65. I love it. All right. On the thumbnail, you see a face there. So who knows anything about the new CEO? We're going to dive into that right now. Why don't we get started? So the new CEO is Michael Williamson. And here is the release that was actually on the website today, and we're going to learn together. We're going to learn today. Here we go. Wrexham appoint. Let me get my stuff all sorted out here. Sorry, someone touched my stuff. Move my stuff around, and there we go. Wrexham AFC appoint Michael Williamson as new CEO, international football veteran, named Wrexham's chief executive officer, effective immediately. All right, and they are not effing about. Look at that; it's a beautiful picture of the race course. By the way, the race course is getting torn up right now. They're right now putting new grounds in. Sorry, just watching Banksy. Of course, right. The reason why I was coming in late is because as soon as I started, Banks was like, I need food. I got to get food. So that's why we're late. So yes, as I was saying, this is not current because right now it is a dirt patch. It is an absolute dirt patch. So they're redoing it, getting ready for League One. That was the tweet that they put out there. So let's rock and roll. Here we go. Wrexham AFC has announced the immediate appointment of Michael Williamson as Chief Executive Officer. Drop in the chat, by the way, what we think about this, what we know about him, and then let's start the conversation. As the women's team completes its first year in the Genoa Adrian Premier, the men's team heads into League One following its recent promotion. Williamson's executive background at all levels of club, Europe and U.S. will be invaluable to Wrexham AFC on the journey ahead. Wrexham AFC co-chairman Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds welcomed Williamson to the club, sharing this. As the fortunes and dreams of Wrexham AFC have grown, so must our club operations. The board is pleased to welcome Michael Williamson as new CEO of Wrexham. That's Chief Executive Officer of Wrexham. Michael comes to us with deep global football experience with DC United, Inter Milan, and most recently Miami FC. Over his many years at Serie A's and Inter Milan, he served various roles, including. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Banksy's at the feet here. You get it good? Come on. There we go. All right. Got to stop for Banksy boy. So I apologize. Lay down, buddy. It's all good. As soon as I go live, he always wants to just be a part of the party. You know what I mean? Which is great. Okay, so let me go back to this. And most recently, Miami FC. Over his many years at Serie A's Inter Milan, he served various roles, including Chief Financial Officer, Chief Strategy Officer, and co-CEO of San Siro Stadium. He's worn many hats. That's a lot of hats, by the way. A lot of C-suites there. He's got a lot of C-suites. He's worn many hats and will continue to wear many more now that his hat will stay. We'll say Wrexham AFC. Also, Michael, we're out of hats. Can you get on that? Love Rob and Ryan. That's actually awesome. So meaning they're out of hats. That's why I have that one back there, and I wear the Local Pundit hat obviously now. But they're out of hats, so we got to get more hats made. Sorry, but you all right? Okay. Sorry, try to make sure the cat's okay. The hat's okay. Moving on, it says, I'm delighted to join Wrexham AFC after their impressive back-to-back promotions to League One, said Michael Williamson. I look forward to working with the dedicated management staff, players who have excelled since Rob and Ryan's arrival in 2020. As we plan for the future growth and success on and off the pitch, we will prioritize maintaining our strong ties to the Wrexham community and our loyal fan base while enhancing our international appeal. Yeah, look at that. International appeal. Pending visa approval, Williamson is set to begin his work in Wrexham in the coming months. So he's going to be working remote like we all do most of the time. So we don't know much about him. But we're going to learn. We're going to learn today. Chicky Brewer's in the house. Says, hi, everyone. Doing well, says Nick Donnellan. Hi, Banksy. Yes, Banksy is over here. He's assistant kiddo tonight. He's right there doing his thing. Eric Cole says, given extreme background experience in football at all levels, both Europe and U.S., it seems that it could be a good fit for us in this role. My initial first blush. Don't know anything about him, but I believe that his experience, worked at Inter Milan, worked in Miami, which is obviously an upcoming club in the U.S. DC United's been around a while in MLS, so he's worked at 2 MLS teams, and he's also worked at Inter Milan. He's also working at a CFO, CEO capacity, so he knows money, he knows numbers, he knows at a 30,000 foot how to get a club, how to structure a club. So these are, listen, it's a CEO role. It's one of those things we talked about. It's not sexy, but it's kind of sexy. This is more like when you change the brakes in your car, change the oil. This is like, you put a new engine in the car. And you upgrade it a little bit. Maybe you got some new fuel injection in there. So this is good. This is a really good hire. You don't know much about him, and I'm hoping to learn as we go. So in that, I don't pretend to know who Michael Williamson is, but it's resume. And it's, he's been at clubs. Inter Milan one stands out to me. The Miami FC stands out, but like Inter Milan is the one that stands out to me, and that's Serie A, and that's pretty big stuff. Let's see. All right. Another article here as we're learning about Michael Williamson, and we're all going to do that. Let's see. Marie from SoCal. How you doing, Marie from SoCal? Apparently, he led the planning and design of a new training facility and redevelopment work at the San Siro for Inter Milan. Makes a lot of sense, as we need a training ground. Yes. So if that is the case, it's about planning. It's about putting things in place. It's a structural thing. Finance, CFO, COO, and CFO. CFO, CEO, and co-CEO. He was. I believe that he has. Sometimes it's like you want to be able to speak other languages in the business you're in. So if you're like in the world, like the film world, if you're a production person, you want to be able to speak to the finance person and the physical production person, or the creative person. So if all the heads are kind of working in the same, kind of rowing in the same direction, and you understand what other people are saying on the other side, that's pretty good. So he seems like he has vast knowledge, and if he knows about building infrastructure, again, not the sexy stuff, but things we need to do to grow, that's a great hire. So don't know much about him, and we're going to learn as we go. So this is day one of learning about who Michael Williamson is. Nick Donald says, I hope so, Eric. He's got a great background for it. Yeah, Marie, sounds promising. Yep. This was all over the news today. It was in the New York Times today. New York Times. It was also in the Daily Mail. This came up. Wrexham appointed former Inter Milan CEO as the executive as the new CEO. Here you go. Hollywood owners. There you go. Here you go. All the time. And this is, by the way, let's see. Wrexham have announced the appointment of Mike Williamson. See if they have any additional information here. Williamson arrives at the racecourse, serving various roles at Inter, CFO, CSO, co-CEO. Okay, same stuff there. There's his face. There's a nice smile on him. He's got a good beard on his head, and he's got a good head of lettuce. Says his experience also includes MLS and with DC and David Beckham's Inter Miami. So the David Beckham's Inter Miami with him working there, I think is very interesting too, because obviously it's David's got a great backing, and what they're doing at Inter Miami, getting some of the players there, some guy named Messi there, and building that infrastructure out is great. I'm delighted to join Wrexham AFC. This is what he said after their impressive back-to-back. Same stuff here. Same stuff they said the other day, or in the other article. That's actually his time at Inter Milan. You see that there. Various roles. There's Rob and Ryan. There's Lily. Okay, so yep, just a short article there. As we plan our future growth and success, we okay, this is cool. Okay, so as we plan for further growth and success on and off the pitch, we will prioritize maintaining our strong ties to the Wrexham community and our loyal fan base while we enhancing our international appeal. We said that before. Wrexham's rise since takeover by the duo has been stark. 2 years at the beginning of the tenure. Okay. Let's see. A third consecutive promotion. This high on the English football pyramid would be unprecedented. I think we're going for it. I really do. As Reynolds recently admitted that the life in the third tier would provide fresh challenges. Everyone is celebrating, and I have my head in my hands because I just turned 800 emails. Here's what we have to do when we get into League One. So this was the other day when he was on today's show. We played that infrastructure, all things, all these things, all these different things. So that's something that is something we need to. That's on their mind. And building out. Sorry about that. Building out the team is very, very important. So all that stuff. Eric Cole says, does his UK work visa? Does his UK work visa have to be approved before he takes up his role at the Stoke? Is that how it works? No, it sounds like he's working remotely. That's what I thought I read. Working remotely, and then whatever when he gets approved, he'll go work there. High Desert Dragon. My understanding is that the Miami team he worked at was not for Beckham Messi, despite some of the reporting saying otherwise. Interesting. Yeah, because it'd be so Miami FC. All right, to be fair, let's look that up. Miami FC. All right, so if true, there you go. Miami FC. It's not sexy. There you go. That's Miami FC. It's not Inter Miami. So if this is Miami FC, hold on a second. This is the USL team, Miami FC. So that's a USFL team, a USFL team. So this would be, the USL team. So this is a League One club. Yeah, that might, USL. USL, not MLS. So, okay, very interesting. I should have figured that out myself. So USL team in Miami, that's probably the team. It is not Beckham's team. So this is wrong. So then this would be wrong, right? Yeah. And David Beckham's Inter Miami. Yeah. So that's wrong. There you go. Good shout. Good shout right there. And High Desert Dragon, that's actually good. Do you need a work visa to be a CEO? Apparently you do. It sounded like to me his work visa is not finalized. I don't know who it is. It sounded like to me like the visa is not finalized, but they're pretty sure it will be. Yeah, I mean, you're going to hire him, they probably get that sorted out. I think unless that's right. Is he frozen or anyone else? Just me. Let me know how it is. Let me know if I am frozen. Apologize if it is. Guardian and other media outlets were sloppy. Yeah, very sloppy. So this is that. This is the BBC Sport article. It came out here. Wrexham's new CEO. Miami FC. Delighted. Okay. He wore many hats. Yep, we're out of hats. Okay, so I think you're right. I think if we're going to say if it's Miami FC, it is not. It is definitely not Inter Miami. So that is sloppy reporting. So I couldn't find much about him. I tried to do Williamson, Wrexham. I tried to do some research on him today, and I didn't find much about him. I mean, granted, this is the New York Times today. This one here, Inter chief, new CEO, who replaced Fleur, who left, obviously, worked at DC, Inter, and Inter Miami. What's the truth here? Most recently signed Inter Miami. Most notable experience came at Italian club Inter. So I'd love to know this. What's the truth there? You're getting two different stories. Is it Miami FC or is it Inter Miami? Who's? Oh Christ! There you go. That's the end of it. That's the Athletic. I want to know what the truth is. We have to look that up. So we'll have to do a little bit of more research on that. Moving on. Let's move on a bit. Well, before I move on, agreed. It's hard to find info. This is Marie from SoCal. It's very hard to find info. I mean, it's not some guy like, hey, who's Michael Williamson? You know what I mean? Like, I want to know who he is. You got to do a little bit of research. So this just came out today. This announcement. They seem to be really happy about it and excited about it. So that's good. Replacing Floor. Okay, great. Moving on. He's obviously. I'll take his inter experience. The DC. Okay, fine. Whatever he did at Miami or at Miami FC or Inter Miami, to be determined. So that's fine. All right, so we'll figure that out. But Inter Miami, Inter Milan. That's a lot of inters there. A lot of inters. That's one we can look at, and it'll hash out in the next few days. But making moves as we're trying to make signings and going through the gears of the summer here. So a lot of talk about AO. I'm gonna move on from Michael Williamson. A lot of talk about AO. This was in the Mirror, and let me see here. Before I do that, according to Wikipedia on his page, it says he was at Miami FC in the USL. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. So again, who said it? Sloppy. Sloppy reporting. Yeah, Miami FC is not Inter Milan and did not work for David Beckham. Clickbait. Can we say clickbait? Okay, moving on. So I want to talk about AO. Obviously, the episode last night that we saw on Welcome to Wrexham, we did the watch along for that for episode 4, season 3. We saw where AO got his jaw cracked in that Harrogate Town game, and that looked nasty. And I feel for him. You never want to get your jaw broken. And he's, to be fair to him, he did not want to come out. He said, "Let me just make it through the game." He did not want to come out. And tough young man to try to stick it out as much as possible. Made it to halftime, so I'm really impressed with him. But he is officially a free agent. Right now, he's officially a free agent, and now. Going back to, before we get to the article, let me bring myself up because no one's going back to having a conversation with Neil Roberts, Robbo. That is, I'll call him Rob. I don't know if I'm allowed to call him Robbo, but I'm going to call him Robbo because everyone knows who he is. For that, Robbo was mentioned, like, if he goes, we'll get someone good or better. But it's a passion, and I thought he was really a good keeper. I thought he's a really good keeper. So we'll see if we were able to keep him. But is he going to stay? He's going to go. We're going to find out. Right now, we're in the midst of it. He's officially a free agent. Are we going to sign him? I don't know. It's playing very coy. Like, what he's going to come out and say. I mean, listen, you don't come out and say like, oh, this and that. But like, he's playing coy, and I appreciate that. Whether he's probably been looked at by some championship clubs, League One clubs. If he's looking at getting championship clubs looking at him right now, I'll tell you this: we could be there next year, mate. So why push it? But that's my own thought. But on this one here, before we get to it, hello, hey, OA, how you doing, brother? Olene's in. How you doing? What else is going on here? Yeah, that's me, Nick Roberts. Nick Roberts, yeah. Mm-hmm. Reading too many things. Neil Roberts. Thank you very much. That was a great 90 minutes he gave us. 90 minutes. Unbelievable. What a great guy. And what a great story. We wouldn't even known all of that. We settled in. We just had a conversation. It was so good. Really, really good. I'm excited to do that. We'll have him on again. And Vault 33 on High Street, if you're in Wrexham, go check that out too. Before we get to this AO thing, we did secure an interview next week. If you watch, sorry, what is going on here? We did secure. My phone is going absolutely bonkers. We did secure an interview with Oliver Stephen next Friday. Oliver Stephen, the photographer, in episode 2. He's coming on the show on Friday. What is it? The 24th? Next Friday. Recorded interview with him. We're going to dive in, get your questions in. But yes, the episode 2, Oliver Stevens, the photographer, he's going to come on the show. We're going to have a good chat. I'm excited to talk with him. So if anyone has anything they want to ask him, put it in the Discord. DM me in the Discord, and I will definitely bring it up in the chat. So I'm really excited to talk to him. So awesome. Really, really awesome. All right, back to the article here about AO. Okay. AO, Uplifting Wrexham chat as a goalkeeper leaves Arsenal. Okonkwo's contract with Arsenal expired this month. Former Gunner is now a free agent with a number of clubs interested in procuring his services and an impressive season with Wrexham. On loan, Arsenal keeper Arthur Okonkwo suffered a dismal spell between the sticks when one of Wrexham's co-chairman took it up upon himself to intervene. Okonkwo was called in by the Hollywood owner Welsh Club following the former England keeper Ben Foster's shock re-retirement 4 games into the league. The 22-year-old adjusted to the pressure of England's 4th division, but atypical dip individual form conceded with a poor run in Phil Parkinson's side. Wow, I did not read this article. I did not read this article. Phil Parkinson's side at the beginning of the year. Wrexham suffered a 4-game losing streak, starting 1-0 loss to Newport County in the league, and followed the 4th-round FA Cup exit against Blackburn Rovers and lost at Salford City and Bradford. Okay. The string of defeats threatened to upset the club's automatic promotion push. But during the tribulation, Okonkwo received a word from encouragement from Wrexham's owner, co-chairman. I hate that fucking Hollywood stuff. This is what they said. That's when this number flashed up on my phone saying Los Angeles. A.O. told The Athletic. I worked out pretty quickly. It was either Rob or Ryan. No shit. It was Rob, who said, "You've been great. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's so good to get a call from you, co-chairman, knowing he's right behind you at all times. From your co-chairman, knowing he's right behind you at all times. You don't get that a lot of the clubs. No, you don't. Which is why would you want to leave, bro? Why would you want to get anywhere else? Come on, stay in there. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. Okay, I need to silence my phone. Fuck. Stay there. Stay at Wrexham. It's a better spot for you, I promise. McElhenney's trust in the youngster was vindicated as A.O. helped secure automatic promotion to League One in the North Wales club with their first time. It's a 160-year history at the Red Dragons secured back-to-back promotions. The goalkeeper has become a firm fan favorite, mine included, this season after former Manchester United keeper and National League promotion hero Foster went back into retirement. He's 40 years old. Give him some credit. A.O.'s contract with Arsenal expired this month. And free agency is expected to inspire a swath of interest clubs looking to procure the signature of the highly rated shot stopper. Wrexham fans will be hoping that their co-owner's faith in the promotion hero will manifest in a permanent move. I don't know why. Listen, I understand. You want to be optimistic for him. You want to be optimistic in your career. If I'm 22 years old and I have the opportunity to stay with, maybe it's a money thing. I don't know. I really don't know. But if I have the opportunity to stay with Wrexham, I'm staying with Wrexham. I'm staying with Wrexham. I don't know what the money he's earning. I don't know the money he's earning or not earning, what the opportunity could be, but I'm staying with Wrexham. That's just me, and I think he's an important part. Before we get back to the article, let's get to some of these super chats, not super chats, but chats from the community here. I am a little late, but what's the deal with the new CEO? We got a new CEO. Got a new CEO. Yes, Mike Williamson from Inter Milan. He is the new CEO taking over from Fleur. Nick Donald. Yeah, I'm jealous. I haven't gotten to watch the interview because I'm working. I'm going to watch it later. Awesome, Nick, you'll love it. He gave 90 minutes. It was just Robbo gave like a full arc of his life, things you wouldn't even know. Like we touched on it a couple things, but like he just, someone sent me a message, and I won't reveal what they said, but it was really passionate what that person said to me behind the scenes about it, and I was really just he and I had never met. Most of my interviews that we do on the show, I've only met them right before we pop on and we go. We pop on, we go. I pride myself on doing as much research as possible before I get on with anyone that we bring on our show. So, we can tell a great story and tell their story. So the story of the 90 minutes, we did a full 90s. I think we actually did 95 minutes straight, no cutting. I didn't even cut the time. Was something happens in the middle of the show, you'll see what happens. I didn't even cut that because I just felt like I kept with the flow. Go watch it, Nick. I think you'll really enjoy it. It just gives you just a look inside of what kind of man he is, and it's fantastic. So I'm impressed by it. So yes, Larry McNary, you sound like a homegrown American. Why the interest in American? Is there a backstory? Do you really want to know, Larry McNary, or you just haven't taken the piss? Drop before I answer. There you go. Let me know, and I'll answer you. Hi, all. Says Neil Walker. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. But Harry, Larry McNary, why do you want to know? Have you taken a piss? I'll gladly tell you. But yes, uh, as a young man, I'm sure I always look for big money. But I think you should look at the long game and stay with Wrexham. I totally agree. Harry, Larry, McNary, Harry, Larry, are you skinny Josh or me at the other Americans in the chat? Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. That's awesome. Hip Karma made it. How you doing? Wanted to see if there's an interesting backstory or if he lived in England at one time or something. All right, I'll give it to you, Harry Merrick. I've said it a bunch of times. There you go, channel up 628. Harry Larry, here we go. So I work in the film industry. One of my idols since 2004, when Rob started his career at doing Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I've been following Rob since then. I write and I produce myself, and I've always, followed Rob. I've been a football fan since 2006. One of my exes was English. I spent a lot of time in England. I've been a Manchester United fan since 2006 when Ronaldo got Rooney sent off. That's when I started following football. I was a basketball fan, and I played basketball at UConn, University of Connecticut. So I was always into sports, never into football. So that's it. In 2000, maybe 2 years ago, okay, I'm going to give you asked, I'm going to tell you, you asked. So 2 years ago, my cat Salem had got cancer, and he was up early, not feeling well, going through treatments. And we were up early, and I had my iPad, and they started doing iFollow, and I've been watching the team kind of off the cuff. And I would wake up early with my cat Salem when he was going through chemo, and we would watch the games together. So that's how it started, and then it turned into, okay, we're up here doing that. Maybe I should start a show called The Local Pundit, which is why we're here. And it's grown into what it is now, and it's a fantastic community. So I'm very passionate about it, very passionate about football, and I'm grateful. So that's the story. I hope that fills your need. Ask any more questions, but yeah, that's it. That's the story. There you go. Let's see here. Let's see what else is going on. Back to, as we got sidetracked. Let's go back to the article, and then we'll get back to the comments and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So this is the stuff on AO, and we'll go back to Harry McNary, if he wants to get back to the bed. How do I close this down? How do I get rid of him? There you go. Okay. All right. Asked about the future. This is AO. Asked about his future. I haven't looked into things lately at the moment, but I will very soon. It's all about looking into my opportunities, and seeing which is best for me. I've loved it at Wrexham, and they will, stay in my heart forever. It's more of a waiting game now, and seeing what the right move is for myself. So that is a very coy statement. I will totally agree. That is a very coy statement. It's almost written from an agent. An agent or manager said, "Don't commit. Don't not commit. Hey, let's see what's out there." He's playing the field because he is a free agent. If he's saying like, "I'm signing for Wrexham," chances are they're 2 steps ahead of us at this point. He's 2 steps ahead of us, and he's just kind of leveling the field and out there. So I think that's what it is. He goes on to say, AO goes on to say, I went to say my goodbyes to Arsenal the other day. That was tough, knowing I won't be there anymore. I've been there so long, but it does feel like the right time. The club is doing so well. AO goes on to say, you have to be one of the best to play at Arsenal. I have to follow my own career path and do what I need to do for myself. Really intelligent speaking from a 22-year-old. At 22 years old, I could barely tie my shoes, for sure. I landed here in Los Angeles at 22. I didn't know where the bathroom was. He goes on to say, there are no hard feelings. We ended things very well. It's been had an incredible time. 14 years, and I can still remember the first day I joined. Talking about Arsenal, that is. I can never be more grateful to the club for what they have given me, and you never know how football works. I could be back there one day. And anything in life, by the way, anything in life. And currently, my life's been turned upside down in work-wise and things like that. Don't burn a bridge. He's not burning a bridge. Maybe one day he can come back and be the number one for them. You never know. 5, 6, 7 years down the road, 4 years, 3 years. You never know. Never burn a bridge. That's the classy way of going about it. Annie always says, producer Ann always says, keep your side of the street clean. And I think that's what he's doing. Go be your best. It's not about them. It's about you. But keep your side of the street clean, and that's how you do it right there. Very, very classy, and I like what he was saying. I'm 22 years old. I appreciate that really, really well. Nick Donnellan says, the documentary sparked the interest for a lot of us who've been wanting to have a home team in English football that has allowed us to latch onto Wrexham phenomena. Yes, that's really great. Matt Al says, I'm a CEO. CEO means cheesy and mannered odors. Yeah, you're that guy. Give credit to Matt Al, who set up the interview with Robbo. Neil. I called him Neil. I didn't call him Robbo. Neil. So everyone give credit to Matt Al. Well said, Nick. Wanted the interesting backstory, blah, blah, blah. Hip Karma's in. Or do I do research? Hip Karma's in. Matt Al, I could totally see you with some cheesy odors or your orifices. Channel Up 608. What's going on? How you doing? Was laughing crazy when the cat popped in and out. Yeah. Well, you blew it for everybody who hasn't seen it yet. Yeah. I didn't want to cut it. I was like, we're very true on this show. We're very, very true. And on that note, because, we're just going through it as a Friday night, we're going to keep it open and free. I'm going to drop into the chat for anyone that wants to pop in and say hello. Don't have to put your camera on. Pop in. It's out there. It's a Friday. There you go. Hip Karma says, the Neil Roberts interview was well done. Learned so much. I totally agree. It was one of my favorites. And again, I've never met these guys before and gals that we have on. And it's really, I get nervous sometimes. And I think that's good because if you're not nervous, it's not important and it doesn't mean anything. So, but at the end, I'm so elated and I'm so grateful that people want to have a chat and we bring it to the community. And I think it's fantastic. So thank you, Hip Karma. Matt, when the cat popped up and Robert said, it's like Bewitched, I was laughing my butt off. Yes, I was too. Harry Larry McNary, I was a legit question. There's almost 0% chance anyone in America follows Wrexham unless they saw the doc. I started watching English football about a decade ago and it became an obsession. Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree, Harry. That's my story. It's not about it, that's it. I mean, I don't, I am who I am, and I think it's appreciative, and I like that story too. Great story, Josh. Thank you, Marie from SoCal. If any sports fan ever gets into English football, the footy ball leagues, they will be hooked. No, absolutely. There's no going back. The relegation and promotion, it's something that it cannot be described. It really can't. And you explain to people, and I was growing up, in the 90s, I'm 44, and whatever, in the 80s and 90s, always like, what's soccer? It's crap, all that crap. But it's so important. I fall asleep every night, and producer Ann will tell you this, every night with TalkSport on, all night long. We've been together for almost 14 years. She probably will kill me at some point in my sleep, but I have TalkSport on all night long. Yep. So I'm hooked. Hats off to the Cats Salem. Didn't know this and kind of pulling on the heartstrings. Yeah, John. He's a absolute legend. Thank you for that, by the way. And that's his brother right there. At Harry, I think Josh was saying he followed the doc because of Rob. The doc crew would love Wrexham. Yes. If you say you're signing for a team specifically, then it hurts. So Nick says, great point, Nick. If you say you're signing for a team specifically, then it also hurts a negotiating stance because then you can't say you could possibly go with another team if the price is right. Fair point. Great point, Nick. I love that. I think the aspect of promotion is getting relegated, and getting relegated is a huge factor in the excitement of English leagues. Yeah, you're getting it from both sides. You're getting Eiffel Towered from both sides. That's a bad. Oh God, I can't believe I just said that. Sorry about that. I was trying to be funny, and it was not funny. That's bad. I am still stuck on Williamson. It seems like he had a great experience with global branding. I wonder how he will do connecting with local fans. That's a great one. High Desert Dragon. Are you High Desert Dragon? You must be in Arizona, I'm guessing. I think you're in Arizona or New Mexico. Let me know if you are. Let's dig into that a little bit. Let's go back to that. Someone in the chat, pick up on that. What do we think about that? I think it's a great point. High Desert Dragon. I like where that's at. So let's dig into that a little bit. When Neil dropped the spoiler of his appearance, you could see shouldn't be speaking about this at the moment. I don't know. Yeah. Say hi to him. Oh, you bastards. You bastards. I'll give you a little hint. All right. No one believes Anne's real. I don't know. Is Annie? Maybe Annie isn't real. I don't know. I'll give you one though. She definitely is real. Taylor Swift was at the is at the place where Annie and I got married. So there you go. She had dinner at the place where Annie and I got married in Lake Como. So she's definitely real. Utah. There you go. I should have known that. Haha. All right, let's move on a bit. Let's go back up to high desert about the Williamson stuff. I think that's very, very, very good stuff. Importance from last night's episode. This is about the mayor. This is in the Mirror. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have approved of the approval of Wrexham Mayor Andy Williams. Andy Williams, I think he was on the show last night. I believe he was on the show last night. I'm going to do this. Before I do that, I'm going to just Taylor Swift. Yeah. This is where, yeah, there you go. She's right where Annie and I got married on Lake Como. One day I'll show you the wedding video. But yes, Annie is real. She is. I promise you she's real. At least she tells me she's real. All right, going back to the mayor stuff. Side note there. Unless it went. Okay. Wrexham mayor describes the impact Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have had on the Welsh city. Last night, so I saw that people weren't impressed with the show last night. But I believe that I'm going to bring myself back up here. I believe that the show is evolving, in my opinion. You hear them talking about what season 3 is about, what the show is about. There's an evolution happening. We talked about it the other day. It's an evolution. It's not just about football. It's not just about football. It's about the community. It's about the people. It's about the stories. I.e., that's why Oliver Stevenson's going to come on the show next week. I want to tell those stories too. I think they're so important. And football is the glue. Football is the glue. And I thought last night there wasn't a lot of football in there. And granted, we talk football here all the time, but we talk about people, we talk about life, we talk about everything. We open ourselves up. And that's kind of how I'm kind of molding the local pundit. Yes, global football, but also like life and story. There's something to that. So with this, the mayor on last night, which is kind of part of why I wanted to bring this up. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have overseen two promotions since becoming the owners in November 20, transforming the football club for more than anyone could have imagined. But what makes them more so loved within the city is that they're constantly looking to give back to the local community and improve Wrexham away from the racecourse ground, known for sponsorship reasons as a Stoke Caras. Though their presence in the area while attending games and also success of a hit documentary series, Welcome to Wrexham, the city in North Wales is known around the world. Yes. On that note, did you see last night in the episode how they were talking? Rob was talking to the players about how can we help you. You know, you only have, like an actor, he said, you only have a short period of time as an athlete, professional athlete. You only have a short period of time. And they were talking about how can we build. He didn't call it, I don't think he said brand, but it was very honest. He was like, how can we help your life after football? And I thought that was, God knows who actually talks about that at any other club around the world. And I think that's so important. And I think it was very genuine and honest. So this is really cool. Going back to the article here, but a birthday present from Rob McElhenney to Ryan Reynolds may lead to the biggest impact yet as the actor purchased a piece of derelict land and announced that it would be restored as the community park, named after his co-owner. While the name was simply a birthday joke that will later be changed, the project is extremely serious and is expected to boost the tourism revenue and employment in the area. So great. McElhenney and Reynolds are working with the Wrexham Community Borough Council to develop the park, and Mayor Andy Williams spoke to the latest episode of Welcome to Wrexham about how much the culture has changed since the celebrities have arrived. I used to hear people from Wrexham say, if you ask them where they were from, they would say, oh, we live just outside of Chester. But now you got people who live just outside of Chester saying they live just outside of Wrexham. Oh my! Everything's goddamn cyclical. I think the easiest way to describe the link is the club. The community, and the community is now the club. Williams said on the episode from last night. We watched it along last night. I thought it was really cool. Wrexham is delighted at the decision to renovate the abandoned land and the area that's been dormant since 2008 when Wrexham Hippodrome burned down. I don't know. What's the Wrexham Hippodrome? We'll look that up real quick while we're here. While we're here. I really I liked that episode last night. So let's see. News. There we go. There's the Wrexham Hippodrome. This is the Wrexham Hippodrome right here. Formerly Public Hall, Corn Exchange, Opera House, Public Hall, Hippodrome Cinema. Built in 1909. Former Public Hall, Corn Exchange. We had been inaugurated in Tuesday on the 3rd of June, 1873. So this is it. Mother Goose. Okay, cool. So what's the news behind this? It was a cinema. This is the news. Okay, here we go. Wrexham, how Hippodrome once looked as Rob plans upgrade. Okay, this is this. So this all has to do with last night's episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And this is what it was. This is what we're talking about here. It looks like it burned down. And very impressive. So if you haven't watched the episode last night, this is about last night's episode. Exciting plans. So Rob McKenna has announced exciting plans this week to potentially upgrade the former Hippodrome Cinema site in Wrexham. The ongoing birthday banter. This is great right here. So go check that out. If anyone knows about the Hippodrome, Matt Al, you're there. Any more detail on that? Tell us about the fire if you have any details on the fire. Love to know a little bit more about that. There we go. Is there images? Fire. I know we're jumping around a bit, but maybe there it is. That's the fire. What year was that? There was a fire there, and this is where the prank started here, which is kind of interesting. Okay, cool. Nick Donald says, "Yeah, there's a sketch about that on Mad Al." Okay, going on. Let me get back to some of this stuff. Last night, my episode is my favorite so far of the season. The Wrexham mayor throws bouquets to Rob and Ryan, but screws. Oh Jesus, John Goff just went there. Oh my days. Matt Al says there's a great video on this new CEO. He's all about building stadiums in the community. Where is that video, Matt Al? Let's find that video. Love to find that video. Harry, you will know as an American that you have made the complete transformation to a fan when you start referring to what we say are American football and why they play everywhere else as what we call it. Yep, exactly, totally. High desert is usually New Mexico, but maybe I'm wrong. He said that's it, and I call it soccer. I call it soccer as a joke. Sometimes you slip. Let's see. Okay, producer Ann is every bit real and as a flesh and blood wife. Just a binary code with the normal one. You guys are crazy. Oh man, I love it. Good shout, Nick. I went to the Hippodrome. It was a cinema. Mendy has got a clothing line. Jordan has opened a pub. They're all getting help. I think that's really important. I think that's really, really cool. But back to the article here. Hippodrome burnt down. It's a far site from what it was. It was a derelict area. This is going back to the mayor. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this progress into what Ryan and Rob's visions are, said Williamson. I think it's pride of belonging, pride of being part of what the city of Wrexham is becoming. Football is a massive part of it now. While the ideas are still floating around about what to include in the park, it has been decided that bars and restaurants will be opened in the area that is being developed to ensure the new hotspots of Wrexham. Matt Al, because I know you live there. Matt Al, where is the Vault 33? Is that close to this? Is that part of the area that is being put back together, grow. Is there growth there? I don't know how far that is, but yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about that. Hip Karma says, it says so much about R&R, Ryan and Rob, that they're encouraging and supporting their players to create their future. I think it's a fantastic thing. And I'm really behind that. Good shout, Hip Karma. Weird how it burnt down just as the place was about to go bankrupt. Well, I got my thoughts. I've seen Casino and I've also seen Goodfellas. You never know. Yeah, there's nothing to sketch about him. That's all out. Okay. What else do we want to get through here? Not much other news. There was some news about Luke Young talking about he never took his place for granted. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought he was impressive. He's going to move on. I think people are. Sorry, thanks. You all right? You okay? Oh, you're okay, buddy. Luke Young. He was there for 6 years with Wrexham. Captain, obviously, says he never took his place for granted. So a little bit of talk about him. He said, I was fortunate enough to be a regular starter throughout my career, who also played for Plymouth Argyle. Certainly here, the most amount of managers that have come and gone, but I've still been a regular feature in the side up until this season. Classy for him. Matt Al says, Vault 33 is on High Street on the other side, a few blocks from the building, just a stone's throw. Okay. Thank you, Matt Al. Appreciate that. So this is with regard to like the town makeup there. Not much here about just him. He's like, I've been fortunate to play. Certainly hear the amount of managers. Nice to get when you get recognized for who you are as a player and a person. No one has given any right to play. And that was in my case, and it got named captain. I was no free kick taker, no walk into the team. I worked hard as everyone else get the team to stay there. I don't know where he's going. Where do we think he's going? Luke's going to go somewhere. I don't know where he's going to go. He'll get picked up. I bet you he'll stay in League 2 for sure. Des Gillingham says, hey, Josh, got some lovely memories going to the Hippodrome as a boy. The seats were uncomfortable after a couple of hours. Yes. I could see that being, honestly, I don't know much about the Hippodrome. Obviously, I don't know much about it. But, if this is what it looks like inside, this could be really – no, you guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing. This could be really, impressive. They could do something really cool here. And I anticipate if that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're in the arts. We could make something really cool, like a vintage – theater, kind of have like an old school feel to it. I just feel like there could be something there, like a vintage theater house, something like that. They can show movies or whatever, put on theater, which is great. I'll go put something up there if they want. I'll do a live show there. We'll do a live show in the Hippodrome when it comes out. But that could be something really fun. And I it's about growth and new life. And I think last night's episode was like moving forward that a family that is starting a spice company there, which I thought was really cool. And I really, I think it was Zimbabwe. I'm not sure, but Zimbabwe. Last night was a different episode, and I think it's indicative of where they're going with the show. Yes, football is the core, but all these other stories are amazing too. Tudor Jones says, hi, Tudor Jones. How are you? Tudor, where are you watching from? I do like that name, Tudor. I think it's pretty cool. Matt Al says, Des, I recall that World's Stickiest Carpets. You could have Michael Jackson's. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. I read that wrong. You could do the Michael Jackson forward lean on it. Awesome. All right. So that's all I have for tonight. But it's Friday. But I will drop again if anyone wants to pop in. Again, is there anything else going on here? Bucket, do it live. Yeah, that's a great quote there too. The Jamie Vardy thing we talked about yesterday. Ali Palmer, George Evans is loving it. Wrexham Tom Stash. Yeah. There's not a lot of information coming out, but we were trickling through. Today was a big deal about getting the new CEO. Not sexy, but we want to address that on the news and update show. Welcome from Wrexham, Tudor. Awesome. You're in Wrexham. I love it. That's great. Someday I will be there, and I cannot wait to meet all of you. All right. So tomorrow, Saturday, there is no game tomorrow. Obviously, Sunday morning we are going to do the watch along for Crawley Town and Crew. That is at stupid o'clock, 5 a.m. for me. So I'll be up for that on the show, live watch along for everybody. That'll be fun. Go back and watch, if you haven't seen it, the interview with Neil Roberts. He's absolutely fantastic. Monday evening, we'll do a news and update show. Tuesday night is going to be Midfield of Dreams, second part of the Ken and Aaron show. Ken and Aaron show, they've gone through And they've picked out a couple of midfielders that they like through the summer. It's all just a dream list. Danny Ward rumors are interesting. Yes, I don't know who Danny Ward is, but I'll look it up. 1 second. Danny Ward, Wrexham. Here's Danny Ward. Okay, 30-year-old goalkeeper from Leicester. Before we get out of here, there you go. This is that. Is there any news on him? Holly, God damn it. This is July 2nd, 2023. That's not current. Yeah, Danny Ward. This is what, apparently there's something going on with him as a goalkeeper. Yeah, there'll be plenty of keepers out there. He's Welsh. And did he play this season? He did not play. Where was he? He's at Leicester. We'll see what happens with him, but that's one that's out there. And moves on. Man, Al, you sent it like 2 in the. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Danny started his career at Wrexham. Danny is like a lad, played for us before. Nick Donlan says Tudor Jones doesn't know it yet, but he's hosting a slumber party for all of us we all pool our resources and finally attend a Wrexham match en masse. Yeah, absolutely. We'll all be there. Matt, Al, I get all your stuff. I love it, man. Tomorrow, League One playoffs final. Oxford, 8:50. Marie from SoCal. It's not. You say I should do it. Maybe, Marie. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Let me see what the morning looks like. But tonight, figuring out tonight. But maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Good shout. But Sunday I will do the Crawley versus Crew, and then Monday is a news and update show. Tuesday is the Midfield of Dreams, and we'll go from there. Friday we had the interview with Oliver, the photographer, which is great from episode 2. And moving right along. Lots of fun stuff happening. So drop a like on the video before you go out. Like, share, subscribe. We are on our way to 800, trying to go to 1,000. We're about, I think, 26 away from 800. We're making our why not? Who's staying in League One? Yeah, Marie from Succa. You're right, Marie. You're right. She's right. I'm wrong. You're right. Let me talk to producer and the bot. Type it in and see if it's allowed, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's not a bad shout. So, anyways, drop a like, share. On our way to 800, on our way to 1,000. Things are happening. I really appreciate it. As you can see right there, the memberships are back up, so that's good. So thank you all very much for your patience. And I will, I'm sure I'll see you guys tomorrow. If it's at 8:15 for the watch along for Oxford. Hip Karma's going to come in. Wait a minute before I get out. Wait. Hello.
Hello. I'm
Oh
testing.
my goodness. How are you?
Just had breakfast. It's Saturday morning here in Australia.
You just had breakfast.
Catching up.
All right, you caught me. I was just about to put the push on that bombshell. Let's do this.
Well,
Welcome.
I've never been through StreamYards before, so it was a bit of an adventure, but I have made it. I am sparing everybody and going no cam.
Okay, fair enough. Should I do the same? I mean, I'd get my face out of here. I mean, no one wants to see this face, So, but you got to suffer through it. I get it. How are you?
It is all good. I'm excited about what we're looking forward to across the summer. I'm really looking forward to Ken and Aaron's midfield of dreams that's coming.
Exciting, right?
It is. I'll be learning so much more. So for those of us who are not dyed-in-the-wool Premier League and Championship League followers, this is an awesome opportunity to learn more and to develop your own opinion based on the information given. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's fun. I just feel like we're all kind of learning together in our own steps, whatever that may be. I think a lot of other, not to slag off, I'm not saying Wrexham shows or whatever like that. A lot of other football communities, they're so just like cutthroat, like, oh, you don't know who that is. We're all kind of growing, and I think it's a kind of like a light touch, and like, okay, we're kind of just walking through it. Okay, that's great. I think it's growth. You got to start somewhere. Now, I'm excited to learn too. I don't know about the CEO, Michael Williamson, and I want to know more about him. It just takes some time,
Well, to be fair, I think that there are very few CEOs at the level that he's coming to that people have a high profile of. I mean, people are flat out knowing the players and of League One, let alone who the CEO is. So I think that's fair. I hope he embraces the profile more than Fleur did, so that people can see him as a personality and as an individual in his own right, the way we see Humphrey and we see the groundsman, for God's sake. We know what the groundsman's like better than we know what Fleur's like. So it's an awesome opportunity for him, and I really hope that he goes for it.
Interestingly enough, the Fleur, I don't know who brought it up. I think it was Matt from Racecourse saying that she was never really into the outward-facing part of it, and that's maybe one of the reasons why she left. Hey, Vincente, how do you do? Do you think that's part of, like, I think if we sign on to this, maybe you got to kind of know what you're getting into. Do you agree with that?
I do agree. And I think that one of the challenges for her was that she signed on before the documentary hit.
Yeah.
So she probably had no idea just how deep the rabbit hole was going to go, or how focused the lens, shall we say.
Yep. And sorry, go ahead.
And if she's going back to the club that, her father ran for so many years, then it's a natural fit.
Yeah. And I would, you don't begrudge anybody that. Like, okay, that makes sense to me. I'd want to go work with family as well. I get it. Burton Albion, I get it. But yeah, I think that's a really good shout. While you're here, AO, what's your thoughts there? I know we talked in the chat, on the side and in the Discord. Thoughts on AO? Think he's going to stay? Go? Thoughts on what Robbo said about him?
I think AO's playing the long game, and that's a smart thing. He's probably got a good manager who's saying to him, or agent who's saying, wait.
Yep.
This is probably one of the best times for him to be negotiating a really good deal somewhere.
Yep.
I agree with the comments made that if he goes to a championship league team, for example, he's not likely to be the first starter. That wouldn't be logical. So he may it's for him to decide the opportunity cost of, will I stay and play a lot of game time, or will I take the money and go to a higher league team and perhaps be second? So that's a challenge that he's got to decide. He's only 22. There's so much ahead of him. And it seems to me that goalies have a longer career generally than a striker. So it's that balance that he's going to have to decide. Do I think he'll stay? I think his challenge is, because he's just come from Arsenal and a couple of other teams for short stints and then into Wrexham, he's had two really high-profile areas, and what Fletch and many others say is a brilliant locker room. Perhaps he's not in a point yet where he understands the importance and the value of having a locker room like that, support like that. So he may jump, and I wouldn't blame him if he did. I hope he stays. Would it be an awesome opportunity for him to continue to develop amongst some really experienced players and a very supportive team behind them? Yes. But what were you like when you were 22? Would you have done the smart thing, or would you have gone for the money and the prestige?
I would have screwed it up. I had opportunities that I totally screwed up when I was 22 in the film industry. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. I was not an adult. So, so I would have screwed it up. I would have totally screwed it up. I had no one around me, for sure.
So it will depend on if he listens, I suspect, to his more mature kind of agent and level heads around him, or he does an ego thing. He seems to be fairly level-headed, though. So I hope he may.
Yeah, sorry. So I watch him on his Twitch. He plays video games on his Twitch. He is very level-headed. I think he's in a couple other businesses. I think one was like a marijuana business. I don't quote me on that, but I think that's what he said one time. But he seems to be, level-headed. So I think you're right. He's playing the long game. They don't come out and say like, oh, I want to jump at. You're just devaluing your own position. And I think Nick said it as well, just like anything in business. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting. And it's one of those. I wonder if it'll drag out. I think it'll be done soon. Whatever way it's going to go. What do you think?
My money is the second half of summer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will take all offers and inspect all offers, as you should.
You should do
before he makes a decision. I think he will be a late one if he decides to stay. That's my assumption.
Yeah, free agent. He's a free agent, and he should be able to get the best deal for his career and future. Selfishly, as fan, short for fanatic, I'd like him to stay. What did you make of what Robbo said about, we'll get someone if he does, we'll get someone, maybe someone better. But he said, what do you make of his thoughts if you watch the interview? Hey guys,
I agree.
Yeah,
I fully agree. And we've got, when you consider how many every Premier League team has an academy.
Yep.
And Championship League as well have strong academies. Is that a fair statement?
Sure.
They have robust academies. Then there is a lot of choice out there. Mm-hmm. I suspect that there are a whole lot of really vibrant talent that we just haven't seen, that because we're not in the system in the area. I will be very interested in what the recruitment manager comes up with and what Parky says, because I found it fascinating that in the first episode of this season we were introduced to the recruitment manager. Oh, so it's not just Parky and Parkin going out and having a look. There is someone that is dedicatedly doing it. It is his job, and so I find that really encouraging. And I suspect that they would have a list because they always knew that Arthur was a loner.
Sure, you're right. He is. We don't own him. He's a loan. It's a risk, But moving up to League One, it's a loan league. They're saying a couple things here for you. Matt Al says if AO goes to the championship and we go up, he's going to look like a D-bag. Aaron says hi, guys and gals. I hope AO does have good advisors. Says hi, Desert Dragon. Not everyone does. And Marie from SoCal says, can't imagine having to make that kind of life-changing decision at 22 years of age. So I'll leave you with those if you want to go to respond to those.
I agree with Mad Al that it would be a little awkward if we went up within the next 2 seasons to championship. Mm-hmm. It could look like that. I agree, and still he has to make the best choice for him. Sure. It's true that not everyone has the best advisors around them. I think whoever he has had is fairly solid, because didn't he go to a decent European club for a little while? Mm-hmm. And then come back? I'm not good on stats, so, but I believe I read that he's been at a good quality European club as well as in
Stonegratz. I think it's Stonegratz. I think that's how you say it. Stonegratz. I think he won some kind of title there too. Stonegratz. Yeah.
Yeah. So whoever's been placing him, whether it's just Arsenal or Arsenal with the agreement of his agent, they've done a good job so far. So I do hope that they lead him in the right direction, whether that's with us or not. I personally hope it's with us.
Yeah.
I think he seems really great in the background, level-headed. He's got a lot of clean sheets, and the way he wanted to power through that broken jaw. Oh my God. I mean, that's right. The kind of dedication and mental fortitude. When I saw that break, it's like, and he continued to play till halftime.
Yeah.
It's
unreal.
So that kind of mental toughness, well, that's why he's been in the Premier League academy system. And so, yeah, I would love to keep him. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves, though.
Yeah, and also too, that's why you get a little bit of a wobble. You get knocked out like that, and you go and you're getting back. When he came back, I know we played the Blackburn, didn't do that well. So you can understand where his head was at, coming back, and we'll see it as we progress through the season. Maurice from SoCal says the question is, will Wrexham wait for his decision? He could miss the boat,
and he very well could. I mean, how many times have we seen it in the last couple of transfer windows when things have literally come down to the last day or the last 24 hours and suddenly things are being signed off? So he may, and if he does, I think that's the chance he's going to have to take. Right. We as Wrexham need to have multiple ducks in a row and multiple contingency plans for people with all of the unfortunate health issues with our keepers in the recent past and the loss of Fozzie, and it was the right time.
It was the right time.
It was the right time. We did miss him, and he continues to be a legend. Mm-hmm. But they are going to be looking at multiple keepers because we just can't run that risk.
No, we can't. And I mean, if he stays, it's a good spine. We have him, we have Max, we have Stash, who's 24. We have a good spine. Maybe we need a younger striker. Like he'd be part of he'd be part of that. That spine that we have. Moving on a little bit too. Robbo said we need 6 or 7 players. 6 or 7 players for next season.
Agreed, and we don't necessarily have the room in the squad for 6 or 7, do we? When we think in terms of 21 and under and keepers, that's going to require loans again, isn't it? Or more acquisition of very young talent.
Yep. I think it's gonna be we're just getting started here. We're May 17th right now, and we're just getting. We got this new CEO. It sounds like we're getting things in place, putting a new pitch in, but I'm sure they got a lot of irons in the fire. It's really going to be an interesting thing. You saw the episode last night. You mentioned. What did you think about the town? And we're getting 360 here. The town and the building out and things like that. We talked about it on the show. What's your thoughts there?
It really is starting to make a difference. But what I've seen, not just in last night's episode, and also in just a walk around Wrexham by people who are there, is the fundamental change in spirit. People have hope now, which is resulting in people taking up shops around the park, and more cafes are springing up. So I've seen that. I saw people walk through. Someone did a walkthrough of the mall where they were doing the feedback, the community outreach for the park. And there were people in there, and the comment was made by the person who did the walkthrough was, I've never been through here and seen this many people. So it really is having the impact that Rob and Ryan have been looking for it to achieve, but it is a tenuous beginning. So from my perspective, they also, and they've said it repeatedly, they've committed to long-term. They need to be there long-term to see the benefits of just this blossoming of hope and belief. Shut up, Siri. Does anyone else have radical Siris that have opinions when you have no idea?
I mentioned something. I have on my phone. I said Tesla, and then I said, "Oh my something Tesla something Cybertruck." Bang! It popped up. You're a Cybertruck. Like I got a message from Tesla on it. It is totally listening. Yes,
they are all over it. So I think Aaron and John had a couple of interesting statements that came up.
When you're an athlete, you're one injury. This is Aaron, by the way. When you're an athlete, you're one injury away from being done. You have to take the money while it's there. I hope he stays, but I don't blame him if he doesn't. This is about that's about AO for sure.
Agreed.
And then what Eric said, one thing Wrexham has Premier League exposure. Could be something a player may consider. I think you're right. I think those are all great things. Anyone that's going to sign, we have way too much exposure for the club level that we're at, and it's really you you got to have top talent in place, and I'm not sure how you keep the lid on things while we're moving forward. You have to keep things so close to the chest, Yeah.
You do. I do agree that savvy players who are looking to continue to build their brand as an individual and align it with different teams, it could be a very smart move to take a little less money, come and play for Wrexham, get exposure, access networks they may not have been likely to access before, and to go on the journey. Elliot Lee is the best example of that. He's now back up he's about to return to his natural space. Sure. They brought him down from Championship, so he's about to go up. Sorry, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Getting overexcited. But he's about to go up into his natural milieu as well. And he's gotten massive exposure. So it really depends, I think, on how savvy and what the lifestyle choices are that the new talent comes through. And of course, that is assuming straight up that they 100% pass the don't be a dickhead test.
Right.
And I loved that Neil Roberts has one as well. I was listening to that and thought, aha. and he would know.
Yeah.
It's so important.
I thought his Man City, the whole portion of what he talked about Manchester, like I knew he went there, but what he was like, oh my God, I was blown away. And I got a lot of messages that like privately about, what they were saying and just what, things he got up, things he was saying. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that's a real thing. I'm surprised Wrexham hasn't called him back to do some work there at the club.
Well, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, clearly sure. Rob went in and was supporting him for Vault 33. They've gone in with that. It may be.
Yeah, it may be. You never know. Anything can happen. Yeah. What an incredible. Yeah, anything can happen. Like, I mean, one door closes, another door opens. It's everything in life, and I think it's great. If you don't know, I'm going to call you out in a good way. Hip Karma is in the Discord, and she it looks like a brilliant chef, and we have it in Something's Burning. And every time she posts something in the Discord, everything looks amazing. It's Saturday for you. I know you have breakfast. What's for lunch or dinner later on? You cooking something up?
I've got some German grainy bread started. That'll be done for lunchtime. What am I doing this afternoon? I've got I'm tossing up between doing a lump of old style corned beef with the veggies for dinner, so that I can have those cold cuts for later, because I love corned beef on grainy bread with like onion relish and vintage cheddar cheese or similar. And you can have that toasted with soup.
That sounds amazing. Do we need to have like an episode of when we just just cook? We just all do that?
Oh, look, it would be tasty. I loved that Alan asked you about your pasta sauce.
Yeah.
So you've got an Italian asking you about your pasta sauce. Take it.
That's what I told Annie. I was like, wait, I can. Yeah. It's so good. It was my favorite though. The pasta was great.
It looked lovely.
It was so good. One of my favorites. I love vodka sauce. Anything else you want to touch on before we jump off? But I'm so glad you came on. I'm glad to talk to you. I don't think we've spoken before like this, so I'm so happy. But I'm so happy we actually got a chance to do that.
I am too. I remember John made a comment earlier as well about AO and his not being sufficiently. There it is. Yes.
Yep. AO is not a Premier League talent yet. Or Arsenal would have kept him. Championship teams probably would sign him as a second string. So League One is likely his landing place, which he would get if he stays. Yeah, I think we're going to go up this year. By the way, that's on me. But go ahead. Thoughts on that?
That's essentially what I was saying or trying to. He said it so much better than I did. So thank you for that, John. if he wants to go up in the championship, he will not be the first starter.
I don't think
He
so either.
not at this point. They've got people who they've relied on. Some have come down only recently from Prem. Why would they?
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants to get game time, he should stay with us.
Yep.
He might negotiate a better salary package, but stay with us.
Yeah. Matt Al's claiming he said that. Okay, he's fighting all that. Des Gillingham says, when we played in Europe through the Welsh Cup in the 70s, it was a big attraction for higher league players to come to Wrexham. And it's the same now. Football is cyclical, just like life. I totally agree. I actually think that's true. It's impressive. Yeah, I'm just loving the 360 version. Next week, I told you we're gonna have the Oliver on, the photographer on. He's gonna be on next week. We're gonna do an interview with him on
That's
Friday.
exciting. That's exciting.
I'm very excited about that. And his note was really sweet. I'll share with it when he comes on. But yeah, and anything else we want to do, I'm so happy to do it. So I think it's gonna be a busy summer, and I'd like to take our time, but sign the right players and continue to go through. And having Michael Williamson in, I think is a good thing. So I'm happy to do that. I'm really happy where we're at.
This new CEO he sounds like the perfect fit for the kind of infrastructure and work that needs to be done in the next at least 3 years. So let's hope that he is as good as he seems on paper.
Yep, exactly. That's why you don't play games on paper. You got to see how people put. It's like there's talk and there's action. Let's see the action.
Yes.
Let's see. I think it's great. And I'm very, very impressed with the club and how Rob and Ryan and Humphrey and everyone else and Sean are running it. And a lot of it isn't sexy. It's like, okay, we had a CEO signing. Okay, no one, it's good. It's CEO. Like, it's not the sexy thing, or they're redoing the pitch, or they're doing all those things. But you need those infrastructure things to move forward. It's not changing the paint on the car or getting a new signing, a new striker. But those are things we need to do.
It's true, but not everything can be. I loved what Neil said in the episode where he said there were dirty wins. You could have played sexy and lost. I'll take the dirty win. It's not always going to be pretty. Not everything about football is pretty, Lord knows. So these are the things that are the foundation for the ongoing success. And it shows yet again Rob and Ryan's commitment to creating that future, to creating sustainability and making a sustainable team.
Yep, and sustainable, growing a city into, coming back. And, everyone, this sounds cliche, loves to come back, and I think we're all part of it while we're here, while we're all talking. Matt Al says he reached out to Oliver and invited him to a game only because I hadn't left the house in 12 years. Now I can't stay home. The power of Wrexham. Matt Al, well done. I did mention it to him, by the way, that you may reach out to him. So I hope you guys did connect. If you need a second helping on that, Matt Al, let me know. Eric Cole, do they make Wrexham kits with players' names on them? I don't think so. Not yet. I've never seen it. I don't think they do.
Matt Al, you're a rock star. I really hope you two get together, and I would love a photo of it. I don't care if you take it or he takes it, but I'd love a photo of it when you two get to a game, please.
Yeah, that'd be great. No, it's a good story, and I think that it's very important, and I think it's helping everyone out in different ways. And I know we've talked offline, so absolutely. So it helps. We're all helping each other out in our own little way, and I'll put this out there to everybody. I know everyone's not on the Discord or whatever. I think the community is great. Hip Karma is a part of it, a big part of it as well. And if anyone, chat, anything like that, life, general, football, food, just anything, we're all here for you. Yeah, pets. Yes, pets. Exactly, pets. Yeah. So yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. Last words, and I think we'll shut her down for Friday night. But I'm so glad you came on. So glad. Next time, camera, if you can, let's do it.
If I can, yes. Yep. If I can, I will.
No pressure. Yep. Last words to you.
And on that bombshell.
That's it. I brought you back.
Do you want me to say it again?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't know if I didn't want to be rude and just like cut you out, but like, okay, I guess
No,
on that bombshell.
totally.
All right. That's Hip Karma. Yes. First time her coming in, which is fantastic. She is in the Discord. I'm going to drop it in the Discord. I'm going to drop it in the Discord if you're not in there. She's very active. Her food looks amazing. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to drop the Discord into the chat for everyone to come in. Invite, copy link. This is what happens when I start touching buttons. I'm so glad she came out. This is great. This is the live show, and I'm putting it into Discord. Boom. There you go. Get involved in the Discord if you have time. So, all right. That's a good Friday night. Great to talk to everybody, and thank you, Hip Karma, for coming out. Matt Al, good on you. Eric says, do they Wrexham? There you go. There's companies that make a Macron shop talking about the designs. Eric, you can order names from some companies that to custom. I'll drop the CEO video in the Discord. Yeah, Matt, I'll do that for sure. Okay, great Friday. We got a new great Friday show. Appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll be live. Might do the Oxford game. Thank you everyone for getting in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, get involved. Get your subscriptions. John Goff says night all. Good show. Thank you, John. Good show. Thank you very much. And what else? Yeah, it's good. It's a good day. We're moving forward and things are happening. And like I said, we didn't sign a striker. We signed a CEO, which is awesome. Talked about AO, did show last night, which is awesome. So have a great Friday. And on that bombshell, I will see you all later.